Okay, today we're going to use this other program called Magix Music Maker 12 Deluxe. It's a fairly inexpensive program. It's under $100 in most places. I think I picked mine up at Best Buy for about 70 bucks or 60 bucks or something like that. We've already done all the effecting on this particular voice. Once again, of course, we are using Jason's voice. We're trying to get his demo done, so um, we have the speed up, a power up stutter effect that we created yesterday, right there. And if we grab his other recording for this particular sweeper, this is completely dry, other than the compression that he normally uses. It's totally unaffected. We're going to do the rest of the effecting on this one, on this section in Music Maker 12. Now, this is what I was talking about when I said earlier that this is a really visual program. You can actually see all of your audio and you can stack it however you like. And rather than chopping all this up outside of this program, I just zoom in on it like this, and then you can just go like that, and then you control paste it, and then you line it up, and you bring it out there to your next one, and shrink it back down, and do the same thing again, like so. And there's all four of your little clips for this particular sweeper. And this one right here is the only one that's affected. The rest of these are completely dry. It doesn't matter if you leave these extensions out here as long as they're silent. I usually leave them out there because it makes them a little bit easier to stack. The farther you zoom in on these things, the more fine-tuned you can move them back and forth like this. And you don't want to overlap them because, and obviously, this one, if you stack a layer on top of the other one like that, whichever one is showing, visually showing is what it's going to play. So you always stack them in layers above and below each other like this. And this is what it sounds like, really just completely dry and totally unproduced with the exception of this clip. This one is already done.
On the cutting edge of country music. Heck, we're 6 months ahead of Nashville. Kickin' Country, 100.5. 100.5.
Okay, we're going to drop that off of there. We just want the kicking country to be. See now how it snapped like that? What we got to do is zoom in on that. And then we can drag that back out to where we want it. And then you fit it back up there, and then you can tighten this all up like so. Now to make this an actual sweeper, the first thing we need to do is get a sound effect in there. And I probably wouldn't do these particular sound effects if it was just this sweeper. I would simply do a music bed like this one. And, of course, shorten it up so that it fits closer to his voice. And then we're going to tighten all these up so that it doesn't sound like he's really tired or anything. And then you just bring this in like so, and it would be a fade in and fade out effect.
On the cutting edge of country music. Heck, we're 6 months ahead of Nashville. Kickin' Country, 100.5.
And that's how that one would work if we were actually doing this for a radio station. But this one is going to be part of his demo, and we need this piece to flow in smoothly with the one before it and the one after it. So we're going to bring all this out a little bit. And we're going to go in here to our sound effects, and we're going to grab what we call a stinger or a stab. And these, you can find these all over the internet. There's actually some for sale on our website, soundlizard.com. There's also a few free ones up there you can go get. Air Media has a bunch of them. I think his website address is air-media.co.uk. It might be without the dash, I'm not sure. We'll look when we're done with this one if I remember. And then we're going to go like that, and then we're going to grab another sound effect, and we're going to shrink this up because you really don't want those to be that long, and put it like that, and that way you got a nice smooth transition into your music bed. And you want to get a big library of these little sound effects. I mean, you want lots of them so all your things don't sound the same, and they're relatively cheap. I mean, 50 of them would be a really good start for you. And like I said, you can get those on our website, 50 of them for $8. They're immediate downloads. And then you can get started on it. And there's a bunch of other ones there if you want to get some more of them. And Then to do this effecting, this is one thing I really like about this music maker is it comes with pre-built effects. And one of my favorite ones is the megaphone effect. You actually hear this quite a bit on voiceover people. We're going to put that one up there, and then we're going to go into vintage and really make this last one punch. This is with the standard chorus effect. That's really the only effect I use out of the vintage. The rest of these kind of sound really weird when you put them on a voice. They're really made for music, but we found that using them for voice works rather well. The echoes work pretty good, except for number 2. The aliens, I don't like those, and then the compressions are minor tweaks, distortions and all that. You can throw all these different ones on there and play around with them, and some of them turn out kind of cool. So this is actually what the finished one is going to sound like now.
On the cutting edge of country music. Heck, we're 6 months ahead of Nashville. Kickin' Country 100.5.
And like I said, those stingers probably wouldn't be in there if this was an actual sweeper alone just for a client. It would just be a fade in and fade out effect because chances are it's going to be played between songs. We'd put those stingers on there when I do the next one. The next one might be a rock one or a DJ drop or something like that, and it would just sound goofy fading from country into metal. So we put that little stinger in there, and it kind of makes it blend. So there's some really simple effecting, and that's one of the easiest ways to really tighten stuff up and make it sound like it's meant to be. And then, you can go in there if you think that's too far. You can go in there and snug those up a little bit, tighten it up. You can bring this in and then bring your stinger over and so on, and then it'll sound a little bit tighter.
On the cutting edge of country music. Heck, we're 6 months ahead of Nashville. Kickin' Country 100.5.
And that's all there is to it. Then all you gotta do is you tighten up or make it fit into the window, and then you go up here to export, wherever export's at. Export, where are you? Oh, export arrangement as MP3. You can set it however fast you want it. You can go all the way up to 320, which is, I never do that. I usually go up to 192. And then make sure you have normalized checked. You put it wherever you want it. And of course, we're going to put this one in Jason's folder as 100.5 or 105. And that's all there is to it. And then she's ready to be delivered to the client. So that's that one. We're going to play around with some more effects on this program. And we're going to, when we get the demo done, we're going to bring the whole demo into here. And then you can see the totally finished version. So there's one little production program that we just demonstrated. It's a really great one for beginners. It doesn't have a lot of options on it. You can, however, get into your and more advanced options. You can go into your equalizer and change all the different pitches, all kinds of stuff. And it also has a mastering suite, which is pretty nice. And that's all for more advanced users of this particular program. But for just starting out, with all the other effects and everything that we threw onto this little thing, we just made this stinger theoretically in under about 5 minutes. So it's not a bad little thing for a beginner. And then we'll eventually get into the more advanced options and do some hardcore tweaking on some of this stuff. But there's just a quick rundown of the program. I would recommend getting this if you're a beginner. If you're really used to using SoundForge or something like that, this is kind of a downgrade for you. So I still use it from time to time, even though I'm more into SoundForge. But I still use this from time to time if I just need a quickie. So it's a good little idea to get it. If you can swing the $60 or $70 to get it, it's really awesome. You can do all kinds of stuff in there. You can do remixing and just all kinds of stuff in there. So once we get the demo done, we're going to bring the demo in and show what that one sounds like. And if we decide to do any more different effecting on Jason's voice, then we will also do videos on those. Otherwise, our next voice is going to be Lily, and we are going to show how to do some pretty serious tweaking with that voice. So there's that program and that video, and the next one will probably be up next week sometime. So again, thanks for watching.